What is up, Nerdgenic Nation, and welcome to the Mandalorian Chapter 18 live stream. What's up, everybody? How's you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Good, great to hear. I am your host and resident superhero nerd. Hold on one second. Aaron Waller, there it is on screen. Sorry, getting my buttons together. I'm trying to write a video because I had this idea explosion in my head that finally is starting to come to fruition. I'm super excited about it. So I'm a little bit all over the place, but I'm excited for the stream for more Mando. I can't believe it's been a week. It's gone by so fast. I'm getting ready to move. So by the time you see me next week, this is going to look different. Probably not set up the way that I want it to yet, but it'll be a new location. So hopefully that will be exciting for everyone to see, I guess, as I continue to build it, if that makes sense. But thank you so much for joining me. If you are here with me live, make sure you hit like if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos or when we go live like right now. I've missed plenty of live streams because I didn't have the notifications on, or maybe I had my phone on, like the, what's the mode? Not do not disturb. Do not disturb, that's what I'm looking for. Or like the focus mode, or like the work or sleep. I've missed one too many live streams because of that. So if you have notifications turned on, make sure you check that, because that could be a big reason why you're not watching our videos, why you're not getting notified that we're live right now. But also follow us across all social media platforms at Nerdgenic, because we post that we're going live there, or at least like 24 hours or more in advance. So you can set those reminders anyway. So hopefully that helps out. Welcome to the stream. Anyone and everyone in the chat here. Let's go ahead and open up the soundboard. But first of all, we've got Rambling Nerd.
Hello there.
How are you, sir? Thank you so much for joining us. We've got Russ, the CEO, the man,
Hello
the
there.
myth, the legend. Hello there, sir. How are you? And we've got Nerd Affiliated. I hit the button. Come on.
Hello there.
There it is. Hello there. How are you? All right. So what we got going on? What's up, everyone? We'll be in and out of here. Definitely Team Replay too. We appreciate that. Anyone who wants to be on Team Replay, if you're here with us live, we do appreciate that just a little bit more. But because I know people got lives, there's only 8 billion people on the planet, so something else has to be going on at the same time, I'm sure. So it's always difficult to sync up and make these things happen. And we've got Hey Archer.
Hello there.
How are you? Thank you for joining again. All right, so I'm super excited. I've been watching Mando on the side for the past few days, and I can't help but get excited every time I see the Beskar armor and all that stuff. I know people get wrapped up in all the, is it too episodic, or it's not feeling like certain Star Wars things, or maybe like the story isn't quite what they want it to be. But there's just something about like the way the intro theme hits, the way that like the Beskar armor is, like just looking at like the background that I'm looking at right here on my side screen here of like I'm pointing in the right direction. The Mando with the dark saber, chills almost every single time. Like I love seeing it, and it's just so exciting to see on a daily episode basis or anything like that. So super excited for it. But without further ado, I think we should just go ahead and jump in, right? It's been a week. We know how this process works. We've done these live streams a couple times. But just in case you are new, let's just quickly explain how it's going to work. And if you don't know how that is done. The music is still top-notch. Yeah, I agree. I want that main theme to be whenever I enter a building. Like, I watched episode 1, and like when the door opens and like it's that first shot of like the Mando sort of silhouette, and like that sort of like, I think it was like a snowy-ish planet. It was probably a desert planet. I don't remember now. As he's trying to get a bounty, and it's like the dun, 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 like that, and then like it's just so amazing every time. I want that to be my enter music anytime I enter a building. Just make my presence known. I've said that before. I will say it again. But anyway, yeah, so how it works, let's go ahead and go over that very quickly. So I'm going to have up above my noggin here the episode time code. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to press play on my device. You're going to press play on your device. And as long as we try and stay as close to that time code up above me as possible, we should be A-okay. When I laugh, you laugh. When I cry, you cry. All that good stuff continues to roll on. Arctic planet. There you go. I knew it was snow. I knew there was something. I knew it wasn't quite desert, but they spend so much time in desert in all these series, I couldn't remember. But thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that. And then at the end of the episode, I'll have commentary, I'm sure, throughout the episode. Fair warning, I'm not the foremost expert on anything Star Wars. So if there's something that pops up and you're like, you do that Leo DiCaprio, the meme of like that right there from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, sometimes I'll miss it if I'm being quite fair, especially if it's something related to some of the more animated things. I might miss it, but I'm going to do my best to try and catch those things. Trust your feelings. I should. Okay, so we'll do... Can't wait for the score. Me either. I've heard some good things about this episode, so I'm excited to see what happens. Did I miss anything? Grade. At the end, we'll talk about the episode. We'll give a grade at the end, etc., etc. We'll roll on next week. New background. A-okay. All right, so I think this is going to be. Hope it's a good one. All right, so I have a feeling. I've been on the Mando train again. Been rewatching it, and even with the rewatch, I don't feel like there's been anything overly bad, from what I remember. I mean, especially when you compare it to things like Boba Fett, right? But even Mando was the best part of Boba Fett, so you got me there. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to give myself a few seconds of buffer here just so I have a little bit of something to work with when I'm hitting my buttons. So everybody get your fingers on buttons and prepare for pressing play. So I'm going to have fingers on buttons. Everybody ready? I hope you're ready. You guys are ready, right? The chat's delayed. I'm going to assume you all said yes and or are typing yes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to press play here. And sorry, I don't know why this... What does that mean? Oh, okay. And we're going to press play in 3, 2, 1, and go. And by the way, we do play all the intros, all that stuff to make sure that we're as synced across all boards as possible. So as long as we try and stay close to that, we should be A-okay. I already messed it up, but that's okay. I'm just going to watch the counter and make sure. There you go. Okay, there we go. I think we're going to Mandalorian in this episode, so that's exciting. Bo-Katan. I'm really hoping that we get full-on deep into the Mando stuff. Mandalore stuff. Went and saw her last episode. She was not happy. We're going to find out. I wonder if it's going to be like it was in the first season where they're like, there's no Mandalorians, and then he just like goes into like a tunnel and there's like 8 of them. So maybe it's something like that. Just a theory. Anyway. Yes, let's go. Oh, I forgot to use this one.
This is the why.
This is the why. Let's just go ahead and start the episode with that. And we're on a desert planet again. Is this pod racing? Now this is pod racing. Oh, we're back with the mechanic. I feel like this is the one alien that they constantly go back to the well for. Like the Greedo type of alien. I'm sure there's a Tatooine again. I'm sure there's a name for that alien. I just always remember kind of like the Greedo. I love sand. We all do. I'm pretty sure the entire galaxy is just sand. Oh boy. So they just rob them and then resell them the same stuff. Got it. Jawanese. Oh, R5. These two's relationship is probably one of the funniest things about this series. Of course you are. Boba Fett's probably still in the Bacta tank. Oh, it's Jawaese, not Jawanese. My bad. I have subtitles on. She said Boba. I have to agree. Whenever I hear spelunking, it always reminds me of Batman Begins. I wonder if they're ever going to address like some of the future stuff in this, like how long they're going to go for. He needs Lucius Fox in R&D, exactly. And then eventually he's going to come back and say like he needs to be more flexible because he got bit by a dog, a big dog. But Mando's armor is already kind of flexible in terms of like the plating, so needs it in black. Yeah. Does it come in black? Are they just recreating Wonder Woman 84 scene with the airplane and the fireworks? Too good. That theme is too good, guys.
This is the wah.
This is the wah. All right, fingers crossed Mandalore isn't fully desert. And now it's just sand and desert. So they're not even that far from Mandalore before. What was the point? What was the point of going to Bo-Katan's and then couldn't you just said, hey, like, what's up with that? Not just, oh, we shouldn't go. See the armor. The armor that he can move around a bit. At least Grogu had like the little dome This poor little R5 just has to stick his head out and hope that it doesn't get taken off. They needed to finish the IG draw. Oh, yeah, they definitely did. Oh, the armor on Grogu. I still didn't notice that. You mentioned that last week, and I still didn't notice. I'll have to go back and check. Or, I believe you. I'm not checking for verification, but to see. I think they're going to finish up the IG droid plot, and he'll be back by one of those, like, end of season or, like, coincidentally needing him for XYZ situation. Because he asked about the chip again. So I'm going to guess he'll find the chip in some way, shape, or form by the time. Why is this giving me, like, Krypton vibes? Look at his next close-up. Oh, I see it. Yeah, the little chainmail thing. I just saw it there. His little chainmail shirt. It's not like they could use R2 for this situation because he was in his super sleep mode or something like that. I think they finished it. The woman didn't have the chip. I hope it doesn't keep asking. Well, now that he's on Mandalore, I guess it would make sense that he doesn't need him anymore. So hopefully there's no IG unit. It's not my job description. I didn't sign up for this. Is this a short episode? Does anybody know? So. Oh, wow. Very advanced. Always gotta love the Star Wars tech. And he's gonna drop off and there you go. Or there's Mandalorians. "45 minutes. The last one I think was right around that, or a little bit shorter, which was surprising. Yeah, he's got a lot of mobility in his armor already. So he doesn't need to, other than potentially asking for it in black. There's just something so much cooler about Mando versus, like, Boba Fett and all the other Mandalorians to me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the chrome, like the pinstripes with the Yankees type of thing, or it's just that one outfit aesthetic that just draws your eyes to it. So you're telling me in a galaxy full of technology, you still just gotta send somebody down there and hope that they can breathe? There's no tester. Well, R5's gone. Oh boy. Oh wow, got a whole group of Neanderthals? Don't know how else to describe them. Oh yeah, got the Darksaber. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, it's heavy. Other non-Boba Mandalorians we've seen so far. Yeah, me too. I really hope we get more of them. I think we will, based on the poster that I saw that has like the multiple Mandalorians in it. Seems like a bad place to have a fight. So what are these things supposed to be? Am I just not hip to the... I'm glad he used the Darksaber more than anything else. R5 just in the corner. losing his bolts. As any droid should. Oh, I gotta make sure to use my sounds, guys. Remind me. When that guy died, could have just went.
I can't believe it died.
Can't believe it died. Just love the Pedro Pascal audios. You could have just done that from right outside the ship. Wonder if it's DR5. Good question. I would assume so, but you never really know. I mean, you didn't have a home after Luke left, right? Got all burned up. One thing that I wanted to mention very quickly was about the Mandalorians we saw in the first episode. Remember how they were fighting that giant alligator Jurassic World creature? And there was the kid who got the Mandalorian helmet, right? As like the initiation thing. And the visor was wider. I came across a TikTok that was saying that's most likely not for like any aesthetic choice other than just to sell toys, which obviously makes sense. So that because kids need like a wider visor to be able to see better, because you obviously can't see very well in the Mandalorian helmets as is, or at least as they're have always been designed, right? So it was more of a ploy to sell toys, which I guess Nerd Affiliated and Hey Archer would have to give me a little bit more of their opinion on that. I 100% believe it's true, but I thought it was an interesting note. Just commenting on someone's community post, thinking I was posting here. Well, welcome back. The wider helmet was a kid's toy. Okay, there you go. Answer my question. Or answer the question, the theory, the whatever. So apologies for the background noise. More glowy-eyed creatures. Why didn't Bo-Katan warn about any of these things? Or Helmut's kids. Bo is across the street. Yeah, that's what I said. Why would you go all the way back to Tatooine if you were already next to Mandalore right then when you went and visited Bo-Katan? It made no sense other than just putting miles on his N1. I have no idea. Miles? Would it be light years on your N1? I don't know. This episode negates episode 1. Just gotta test out the ship. I guess so. He's giving it his all. So when's the next creature gonna attack down here? I feel like we're like looting the place. Scouting the place for... What was that? Oh, just a helmet. That theme, even if you just see like the outline of the mask and that theme starts playing. Light years. NA is correct. This erases the season's premiere. What was the plan for getting IG into the ship? That's a good point. That's a very good point. I had not thought of that. Okay, what's this thing? Giant robot? The Mandalorians also had to fight off Transformers, apparently. Nope, not a Transformer. They look like an eye. Okay. So there's something piloting this? Is this supposed to be some kind of a creature inside of there? Is it a Decepticon? Duct tape IG to the hull. That's a good... That could be a method. I mean, wouldn't be opposed to it. Or maybe there's like a sidecar that the lady could give to Mando, maybe. It's pretty easy to land there. You're telling me the Mando... No Mando has tried going back. I mean, Bo-Katan's already in a castle by herself. She might as well just go back to Mandalore. Okay, so is this like a Krang or something? This is giving me Krang vibes. I'm going to read the comments here in just a second. I'm just trying to find out what this is. It's giving a little bit of Krang, and it's still robotic, whatever it is. So it's just a random eye on a screen? What is going on? Where was I? It's a Beetleborg. It would have made sense if they did like an acid rain or something. Yeah, that would have made way more sense. It's just nobody bothered to go check. It's a sunny day outside. Grogu hung with Luke a bit more. He could have leapt in with Yoda's lightsaber. Could have done the little flip of like when he fights Dooku. It's nicer weather there than on nicer weather than Bo-Katan's planet, clearly. It's weird they wouldn't just populate the planet next door. Didn't even bother to check again. Uh-oh. So this thing's like some kind of like looter, cyborg, bug, cockroach, mahiki. Oh my god, could you guys imagine? Because I've been on the Ninja Turtles train since like the trailer and talking about it like for the past week. Like, could you imagine if Grogu was just like, it's Mando, a little too Mando? Like, kind of like Secret of the Ooze. Anybody? Anybody? Just me? Okay, probably not. I know that's Archer's and Nerd Affiliated's not favorite one. I know he's very much a purist of the first one. I just love Secret of the Ooze. I just love it. Popular. Tell me the creature just chills there waiting for someone to pick up a Mando helmet. Yeah, like... And why is he not going after the giant creature things that attacked him in the first place? Are they just too much of a surface-dwelling type of creature, or what's up with that? Oh boy, here we go. Oh, he did a flip. Oh, he even controls his little ship thingy, a little pod. That's so cute. Let's see. Also weird, none of the tough warriors were brave enough to pop below the scorched ski. They stole that from the Matrix. It is very Matrixy now that you mention it. I didn't even notice. It was very, not Sentinel. What do they call them? Is it Sentinels in the Matrix? I don't remember the name of what they call the... And something right at the door. Yep. Oh, snap. He's strong with the Force now, bro. You can't... He's had 2 years of training out of nowhere. His training is kicking in. He is just a flippin' machine. Oh, there's a flying crocodile. Okay. So you're telling me that Grogu's supposed to go get Bo-Katan, which is just popping right next door. He doesn't even have to go far. Come back, convince her to... Is that a K2 unit? Oh, maybe not. And then go back, and she's just going to be like, yeah, it's totally cool. I helped you out. Obviously, there's going to be more here. Like, he'll probably be like, you can have the dark saber or something like that, right? I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. He's kind of already being dealt with. Not who you think it is. Sentinels. Yeah, it was Sentinels. Okay, I'm not crazy. I thought it was something with a C for some reason. Mando is worst warrior bounty hunter. What's up, girl? My dad's in trouble. Can you help? Look at that face. you have to go help, right? Even if you don't want to, you gotta go help. I wish I had started in the wish it was stated in the show. It's been 2 years. Yeah, that would have been nice. It's that time Key could have picked up some words, not just coos. Creatures age differently, as they said in the first episode when they found him, or first or second episode. Good bounty hunter, just not bad at heists at other main characters in animated shows. Yeah, I just think he doesn't necessarily have the Mandalorian training, right? Like he doesn't necessarily didn't go through the whole process. He kind of was a self-made Mandalorian from my memory, so maybe that could be part of it. Just very ambitious. Why does that look familiar? I feel like they use the same city design, like futuristic city, space city designs, and everything. Like I feel like I've seen that. It looks like maybe the Pandora one from Avatar or something like that. It looks similar. He did go through it all. He just wasn't in the clan. Probably right. He did like to make himself suffer for no reason. And she's just going to confidently walk through Mandalore after being essentially scared to death of it for who knows how long. R5 is like, I'm just going to watch from here. You guys can go ahead. Have already been traumatized by those caves. I'm not going to do it again. She could have went with him episode 1 and saved us all the time. It'd be too difficult. How would we write in another 30 minutes of show? She wanted no part of it, now she's cool. Basically. Is nobody going to warn her about the other creatures, or does she know about that? Am I the only one who gets the impression that there's something bigger down here than the little robo cockroach guy? It's like the Chamber of Secrets or something down here. Like there's something bigger down here. It's like not the Sarlacc pit. What was the one Luke went into that Jabba trapped him in with the giant creature? Grogu used his charms on her, true. But yeah, even if she went in episode 1 just to show him it's poison, but then was proved wrong. Yeah, I mean, even something as simple as that. She was literally doing nothing, and she's right next door. It's not that much of an inconvenience. Like, it cost her maybe $2 in space gas probably to get there. Amanda hasn't seen any Clone Wars prior to this episode. I showed her 2 episodes after this. She was so lost in this episode. I haven't seen all of Clone Wars, admittedly, so I really need to get on that. How many people were confused? She could even say, no, they showed me data. Rancor, there we go. That's what I was looking for. I could picture it. That's a bigger something, isn't it? Oh, it's just a... Something's moving? Question mark? Were they like camouflage or just hanging out in the rocks? Barely an inconvenience to pop over from her place to Mandalorian. It's like going to check the mail. Like she could... It was basically her going from her house to her mailbox. Just to check to see, how's the air over there? Well, no. No, they've infiltrated. Can you give us a heads up? I like that these monsters seem practical. Yeah, they look very practical. This thing, on the other hand, kind of feels, again, like a Transformer. You guys remember the Transformer from, I think it was, I want to say it was Revenge of the Fallen? That was kind of like a humanoid-esque, the one that was like a boombox, I think. Or maybe that was the first one. I don't remember. Those ones all got all jumbled. Oh, you know, it reminds me of the old man one, which I think was in Revenge of the Fallen. The one that's like coughing all the time, turns into I think a plane. Like that really helps narrow it down. I feel like these monsters seem practical. I read that. I've seen this before. That line makes no sense. Oh boy. Apparently she was trained by stormtroopers. Because she can't hit anything with the blaster. And apparently she also sucks at battling, very similar to Mando. Oh, she just spidey webbed that the Darksaber. Better be careful, it's gonna get heavy. I think it's gonna take a little bit more than that. Oh, or not. Take that back. The Black Hawk. Yeah, that one. You know what I'm talking about. Is she gonna claim that she took the Darksaber and now she's the leader that she wants to be or something? They are really selling this Transformer thing for me. I don't know if I'm the only one on that train. Behind you. Or look out. There we go. Can write this stuff, man. Well, she can clearly wield the Darksaber like it's no problem. But she can hold the blade. Yeah, I'm okay with it since we saw her hold it in the Rebels cartoon. Okay. Maybe stab it in the little eye screen because clearly chopping it several times doesn't do anything. But who's to say? Maybe I'm just making things up. It was next door. You could probably see Mandalore from the atmosphere of Bo-Katan's planet. It is cursed. Her fight scene was pretty cool, I will admit. Good navigator. He was expertly trained. I'm surprised she didn't say that's mine now. Because he technically, I suppose, lost it to the creature and she took it from it, maybe? Oh, now she's going to join in the mission. After all that and going down that far, you finally just get to the mines? You mean this whole thing wasn't the start of the mines where I was just a minute ago? Awkward. I wonder if it like kind of irritates her about how like, or if she kind of finds it endearing about how like hardcore he's going into the whole thing. They don't even like glow. It's just water. No bioluminescent algae or anything. Mythosaur, that means there's going to be a big dinosaur thing. Half expected her to pop his helmet off to treat him. Yeah. I mean, technically he's not. He has to go get redeemed anyway, so he might as well take it off to drink the soup. Oh. Is Beskar water resistant? Will it rust? Anybody know? Is he going to cannonball into it? That would be funny. And he said that he's going to bring the armor back some of the water, right? Ruh-roh. Always a bigger fish. He just said proof he bathed. Okay. What does that mean? That he still has to be wet when he gets there? I mean, he could have got wet anywhere. And Jaws got him. Yep. Always a bigger fish. This is going really well for her. This, he got sucked in through a wormhole. She's using a jetpack and can't catch him. The creature's either big or fast that took him. Big it is. What is that thing? Is that like, what's the creature? The Lovecraft creature? The Cthulhu? Proof part was vague. Din is not having a good visit. Yeah, his tour of Mandalore, I don't think he's going to be vacationing here anytime soon. That was it? Man, Mando spent half the episode passed out. That's the creature. It is the creature indeed. I don't even know what to think about what that creature was. I wonder if they'll show it in the art, because that'll be kind of interesting if it's expanded upon. All right, make sure everybody, now that the episode's over, I'm just waiting to see if there's anything, and also appreciating the art, which you should do as well. Leave your grade in the comment section. Let me know what you think of it. Episode number 2, season 3, chapter 18. I feel like I'm like giving like a Bible verse or something. Let me know what you think about the episode, scale of 1 to 10. I'm kind of on the fence of what I want to give this episode, if I'm being 100% fair. Whoops, that was not what I wanted. Da-na-na-na-na. I am glad we got to see the Darksaber, though. Rambling Nerd giving us an 8 out of 10. Not talking myself down later. Yeah, Archer got you to talk yourself down a little bit. Talk you off the ledge. Whoops, that is not what I wanted to do. Oh, there wasn't anything, by the way. For those who may be curious in the live chat, I totally missed. Oh no, the final art piece was just them sort of standing at the edge of the water, so it didn't even show the creature. So that was a bit of a bust. Anyway. All right, so episode. Oh, I got to turn off the timer. Let's do that. We're gonna turn off the timer. We're gonna get rid of the episode time code. We're gonna bring up the episode grade graphic. So, what do we think about the episode? I have to reflect to try and convince myself of the grade. I am kind of on the fence, to be quite honest with you. I just have to sort of reflect, I guess, on what happened in the episode. Was there anything like intensely worthwhile? I think I gave last week an 8, so I'm thinking, I feel like it wasn't as, in a way, I know a lot of people say that this episode was better than the last episode, which to each their own, I'm not gonna lie. But I think I'm just gonna say, I'll go ahead and say it's on par with last week. Now, before we go up in an uproar, yes, this was slightly better in some ways, but also slightly not, because it kind of negated itself. So I feel like it's kind of on par with episode 1 in that regard. Like, they kind of shot themselves in the foot a few times. Not as much Mando being, I guess, in action as much as one would hope. But overall, I still like the episode. Again, I feel like this show's got me. It's got its hooks in me where, not that I'm not going to like anything that it puts out, but it's going to take, I feel like, a good amount in order for me to say, you know what, this just isn't worth it anymore. I feel like sort of the Grogu side quest, him just going off not side quest, but doing his little flippies, using the Force, going to get Bo-Katan, I feel like that was a good aspect. I like the Bo-Katan aspect, especially her wielding the darksaber, even being able to go to Mandalore. There's a lot of questions in terms of, what creatures are what, that sort of practical creature that Anthony was talking about. The practicality of that look of them is pretty impressive. So that's nice to get some of that stuff. So in a lot of ways, I feel like it's on par, but for different reasons than last week. So I feel like in general, I just kind of got to go with an 8 out of 10 on this one. And I will not back down from last week or this week. I'm going to stick with that 8 out of 10 either way. I might regret it later, but there's that. This week wasn't as intense, but it moved the story. And I have to agree with that. It definitely wasn't as intense. I wasn't a fan of that cockroach transformer thing. I keep calling it that, but I don't know what it's called. So I guess I just got to call it is what it is, or at least I think it is. I just wasn't a fan of that. It was kind of a weird story in that regard. But I guess, again, it was a way to try and force Bo-Katan's hand into getting involved rather than just being like, yeah, whatever, I got nothing else to do. So at least they'll do that. IGN gave last week an 8 and this week is 5. Whoa, that's a drastic difference. The creature underwater is the one on their symbol. Sorry, I've been rewatching from the beginning, so all I'm thinking is the Mudhorn. As I Google, nothing better than a quick Google. The sea monster was cool. Crate dragon. Is it called a crate? Oh, the crate dragon was from the first episode. I'm sure there's a name for it. I'm just not finding it right off the bat. That's what I meant. She said it when she was reading the plaque. The armor said the name in the summary at the start. Oh, I don't recall the name of it off the top of my head. Oh, the Mythosaur. Is that what you guys are talking about? The one that they said they hadn't seen or whatever. Appears to be a Mythosaur is what the good old interwebs say. Okay, so that answers that question. So the Mythosaur. Let's just look up very quickly. Okay, I got it. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah, very much like just like a very dragon-esque creature. Kind of has like tusks. Got it. Okay, yeah, the one that I was stuck on was the Mudhorn. But that was Mando's sort of symbol. But they do have that as a necklace that Mando was wearing in the first season and gave to Grogu and so on and so forth. Yeah, that must be it. That's what the internet says. So, and the internet is right 2% of the time. So I'm just going to trust it. But yeah, I think overall had to be about an 8. It was pretty on par. Where we're going to go from here, I think will be now very interesting because we kind of covered what I thought would be the main points of the entire arc of the season, of him trying to get to Mandalore, but having various side quests along the way, like the IG chip, trying to get that in order to, get to the surface of Mandalore to test it out, and then getting to all these pieces. So it feels a little bit weird that we're already here at episode 2. I don't really know where they're going to go from here. So in terms of me trying to predict what's going to happen next, I mean, meet more Mandalorians and hopefully get them to either migrate back to Mandalore and say like, hey, it's totally chill here except for there's some bad creatures. I wonder if Mando's going to be out of commission for a couple episodes or one full episode, but he was kind of out of commission for this episode, if I'm being honest with you. So I don't really know where they're going to go from here. Best guess is they're going to try and either restart up Mandalore, put out the signal that, hey, Mandalorians come back, or something to that effect. I have no idea. Like it feels like it's already kind of over. I don't know where to go from here. Battling for the darksaber. Hope they bring back more Moff Gideon. I said that in my sort of season 3 trailer thoughts video when they didn't really show the Darksaber or Moff Gideon or anything like that. So hopefully they bring back some story elements there. It snatches Din and Bo sees it. I'm guessing they're saying he is the Mandalorian by it coming for him, right? I don't know. He'd be dead 10 times over if not for that OP armor. I was kind of more questioning of, like, they so easily put on and remove their helmets, but from my knowledge, they don't necessarily do it in the same regard as like a stormtrooper, where there's like that sort of easy sort of. Well, I guess they didn't do it in the original trilogy, right? Where like there was like a small little like hiss, or like when they sort of like, I would guess, connect or disconnect it from the what does Finn call it? They filter out gas, not toxins, like, so like the filter or whatever. So, but he was using it as like an oxygen thing before, when he first got on the planet, was unsure about the atmosphere. So it's got to work to some regard where he had it on but not enabled until it went under it. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking in too far into sort of semantic stuff here, but I feel like he would have had the water rush into his suit and possibly into the helmet. I don't know if that's dumb. Well, if not for Bo really in this episode. Yeah, Bo is really the star. I mean, even though she was very reluctant to join in the first place. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. I still have Disney Plus open, and I keep seeing this thing for this renovations, and I'm wondering, in a very messed up kind of way, if his sort of tragedy with his injury, because he had another show around the same time of that injury come out, if it had anything to do with, I hate to say promotion. I know that sounds really messed up, but sorry, it just keeps popping up on my Disney Plus feed thing, or my little carousel. So yeah, I have no idea where we're gonna go from here. I genuinely wish that I knew, but I just feel like it's a big fat question mark right now. So hopefully we'll find out. Enjoy special access to select merchandise. Okay, didn't know you could shop on Disney Plus. That's pretty cool, I guess. Disney trying to make sure that they get as much of your money as quickly as possible. But I'm thinking like the only thing that makes sense is to involve more Mandalorians and try and restart up the creed, or like the guild of them to some degree, right? Or just continue on solo adventures and whatever's up with Moff Gideon, because like I feel like there's, despite all the things going on in the galaxy at a single time, that there's kind of nothing going on right now. I mean, we're in between Empire and First Order, which is something that I was kind of alluding to earlier, that I hope that they potentially start at some point. That's going to be up and running, or it's going to be, you know, rumbles of them gathering again, something to that effect. And then obviously maybe Mando has his sort of restarts Mandalore and, you know, creates sort of a secondary safe haven for them, or I don't know. It's all speculation at this point. But yeah, I guess those are my thoughts on the episode. And where we're going from here, because I certainly don't know. What I need to do, finish watching Mandalorian, catching up, because I was trying to do that in the week, but trying to pack and work at the same time has been a pain in my butt. And then I really need to get on Clone Wars so that I know as much as, well, I'm not going to know as much as Nerd Affiliated, Hey Archer, or Anthony or even Sal by any means. But I need to make sure that I'm all caught up on that and really put my whole attention into it. At least make sure I get my money's worth on Disney Plus. It's not just every so often. I mean, my son uses it more than I do. I need to do something to prove Din is the guy and unite the clans. He's the guy. He's got to be the guy, right? It's the only thing that makes sense. He's got. I mean, you would have thought that it had to do something with Boba Fett, but then clearly he, you know what, the bed. So, it'd be interesting to find that out. yeah, I really got to get into watching more of. I've just been so inconsistent with watching Clone Wars that I almost feel like it's not worth it, or I have to go all the way back. And there's a whole mix of how to watch it versus timing and all that other stuff. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the episode. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. It has been a wonderful live stream with you all. Love hanging out with you every single week, just talking nerdy stuff and watching a show together. I wish I had a drink, but I forgot to prepare one. But thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Always such a blast. I always look forward to Wednesdays. Again, new location next week, but you want to make sure you hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos. When new content's coming out, get notified so you don't miss out. Make sure your phone isn't on Do Not Disturb if you can, at least for that. I mean, or at least set the notification so that you'll still get it even if your phone is in Do Not Disturb so you don't miss out. And you can make sure to watch the new videos while they're hot, like the TMNT trailer video or the TMNT one a week ago where I talked about it and it was highly controversial for no reason whatsoever, despite there being no brash opinions, I think, in that video. But that's just me. But make sure to check out more content. We have plenty more upcoming. Again, I'm working on a video right now that I'm really excited about. I'm going to go finish writing that up. Hopefully that'll be available maybe Friday, maybe by Monday or Tuesday. Who knows? But I will likely not have a history up this week, unfortunately, due to being moving. Just a little bit too busy. But once we're all moved into the new location, everything should be up and rolling as per normal. But if you have any suggestions of characters you would like to see on History Of, comment on any History Of video. I would love to hear it. It just helps grow my list and make sure that I know what you want to see, and I'll make that video. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Always have such a blast on these. I hope you do too. Let's use the soundboard one more time. Let's go ahead and give us a "This is the why" out of here, right?
This is the why.
This is the why, guys. All right. Well, thank you again so much for joining me. Really do appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Make sure I have my finger on the right button this time. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, and I will see you guys in the next live stream. I will see you in the next video. I will see you next time. Peace.